Welcome back into another quick episode of Predictive Programming Show. Can't get those words out quick enough and clear enough. Anyways, Dejavu 2006. Let's listen to the technology they're talking about. I was just telling you about 5G towers being put up for surveillance, and they can look through walls and stuff like that. But is there even greater reasons why they're doing these new technologies? And again, let's just look at some holy sites around the planet, one being Holy Mount Graham. So Mount Graham in Arizona is known to be one of the most holiest places for the Apache Indians. So why are they destroying these holy places by putting up observatories? So here we have an observatory on Mount Graham, nestled on the land in San Carlos Apache tribe, viewed as sacred. Okay, and they have over 20 telescopes. Now let's listen to this part of the movie where they talk about telescopes and using that as well on these mountains could be used for portals or gateways, wormholes, as they say in Dejavu, but really space gates, as we know, could be on top of these holy places, like the mountain top that's flat in Australia, and some of these other places that have flat mountaintops could be cut down giant trees. They also say the Indians have say the star people come from there. Could it be a place where higher universal man can land interdimensional craft on top of? So with that being said, let's listen to this part of Dejavu. So Denzel Washington is an awesome detective. He's given an understanding that they have higher technology. Now Val Kilmer is in this movie. He seems a little bit off, like they probably cloned him, and this is his clone because he doesn't seem like he has the same voice and the same demeanor. And they've been showing that they can be using robots for Biden and stuff, the same way a robot walks, the same way Biden was walking. But with that being said, Denzel Washington is catching on that this is just not just surveillance technology. Let's listen up.
What broke the field? That broke the field right there. That broke the field right there. That's what broke the field. Now, you want to tell me what the hell this thing is? It's not surveillance, Paul. It's not electronic thermal imaging. You guys have figured out a way to look into the past, yes or no? No. You're lying. You're lying, and you know everything I can. She saw it, Paul. I pointed this thing at her just now, and she responded to it 4.5 days ago. Explain that to me. Somebody explain it. Hit it, Shannon.
For 3 years, Cambridge has been working for National Reconnaissance on an R&D grant.
Okay. We were attempting to use concentrated bursts of energy to enhance the sensitivity of optical telescopes. In the process, we had a breakthrough. Given enough energy, we could work.
Okay, did you hear that? Optical telescopes.
It's on an R&D grant.
Okay. We were attempting to use concentrated bursts of energy to enhance the sensitivity of optical telescopes. In
the sensitivity of optical telescopes. What does Mount Graham have on it? 20 telescopes, including the one called Lucifer. Isn't that quite interesting?
We were attempting to use concentrated bursts of energy to enhance the sensitivity of optical telescopes. In the process, we had a breakthrough. Given enough energy, we could warp the very fabric of space. I said, explain it to me, not talk science. All right, I'll tell you what.
Space
gates.
You
guys just keep talking. I'll
Space
just sit
gates.
here until you figure out what it is you really want to tell me.
They found a way to fold space back onto itself.
All right, look. We're used to viewing space as flat, right? Like this piece of paper. All right, look.
Okay, what two are they advertising there? PPIC and Mountain Dew. So again, let's just take a look at that one more time. I don't know why it's catching my attention. Okay, 1 second. Right there. Oh. Right there. So we got two P's showing and Mountain Dew. So Mountain Dew, P. Let's take a look. So for some strange reason, let's just plug that into Gematria and see what we have to get out of it. The Truman Show. Well, we all know we're in that, especially with this technology. What else? What the heck are they looking at here? The WireX token? Again, we have crypto being hidden in plain sight. What do we have down here? Stellar lumens. We all know that different words here are different connections to other things, like burger. But look what that says. Goyim are slaves. That's not too far off from the truth. We even say it says Prophet Muhammad. We know that was a fake, false guy. Apostates need to be. Anyone that leaves that religion deserves to die, according to them. That's not healthy for anyone to move on towards God. Stellar lumens once again. Stanley Kubrick. Okay, he actually filmed the moon mission. We have moon, because it was false. They did it in green screen and all sorts of stuff, and he did Eyes Wide Shut movie. So check that movie out with Tom Cruise. So again, why is it set up like that? And why does Mountain Dew, PP, and sounds funny when I say that, and Gematria come out too? Stellar lumens. We all know that's XLM. And we have the WireX token. It also came out too. So with that being said, let's continue on listening to the spiel on how they can fold time, space, and cause space gates in 2006 Dejavu movie with Denzel Washington.
We used to view space as flat, right? Like this piece of paper. To see something from a distance, light has always had to travel a long way across the flat space in between. But given what I was trying to explain, we could fold the space, bring the target clear to us, create what's known as an Einstein-Rosen bridge, otherwise known as a wormhole, suspended via gravitational field. That's what we're looking at. That's it. What's on the other end of the bridge? Claire's house.
Basically, we're folding space in a higher dimension to create an instantaneous link between two distant points.
Instantaneous.
Well, that's what we hope for.
Instantaneous, but it actually happens to be a bit of the past.
Claire's house.
Basically, we're folding space in a higher dimension to create an instantaneous link between two distant points.
Instantaneous.
Well, that's what we hope for. That's what we expected. But the electrical force, we used huge amounts of energy to create this bridge.
All right, how huge? I remember that little blackout we had a few years back in the airport, Canada, right? And Michigan. Half the Northeast. You're saying you guys 50 million homes? Right. My bad. Well, I still say we blame Canada, but okay. So why can't I see this bridge?
Remember, we had a power outage in 2004. Just before this movie came out, all up and down the eastern seaboard.
It's not visible for the human eye. I mean, it's real though.
You can't see these bridges, but they're existing.
Right. Well, I don't know how a cell phone works.
Look at
I
the
just
technology.
know how to use it. So how do we use this?
Look at the technology.
And what? We can look anywhere? Limited radius. Right. Look.
So we can look back. What does he say? 1.5 days?
Phone works. I just know how to use it. So how do we use this? We can look back 4.5 days. And what? We can look anywhere?
4.5 days.
Limited radius. Right. Looking into the past.
In a sense, we're always looking in the past. Even light reflected from yourself in the mirror takes some time to reflect back.
Let me get this straight. You're trying to tell me that on the other side of this bridge...
That's interesting what Val Kilmer says. Even looking in the mirror, we're living in the past because light reflected back takes time to get back.
In a sense, we're always looking in the past. Even light reflected from yourself in the mirror takes some time to reflect back.
Let me get this straight. You're trying to tell me that on the other side of this bridge is the actual past?
Yes.
Yeah, but look. We created this thing by pure accident, all right? This space and time, this time window is a complete fluke. All right, and everybody is terrified of screwing with it for fear of losing it or suffering the consequences of God knows what, which is why it can only be used as a retroactive tool.
Hey, let me ask you something. Is Sheila?
Does Trump know about this? And his uncle supposedly find time traveling equipment left by Tesla in one of the Trump hotel, and his uncle had or something like that, or his uncle was there, and then he got the equipment. Does Trump have anything? Because there's a guy that follows around Trump and all his things with a hat on and looks scruffy, and he was standing up while he was getting shot, just looking around all calm like. If you watch that video while he was supposedly getting his ear shot, there was this guy that's always there with him, and he was calmly looking around while everyone's playing while they're screaming. Play screaming, call it. Crisis Actors 101.
Alive or is she dead?
You went to her funeral,
I know
dog.
that, but I think the question still applies. Is she alive or is she dead?
All right, life, like time and space, is not merely a local phenomenon.
All right! Am I asking a hard question?
It's a bad week to stop snorting hash.
Okay, so 4.5 days. They can go back in the past, his actual past. Now he's asking, is she alive or is she dead? Because he's in love with her and he wants to help save her. So with that being said, can they time travel? Do they know what's coming up? Can they change particular things? Is this how the Mandela effect has been happening? Luke, you are my father to know I am your father. And then, Mickey Mouse not wearing suspenders. Curious George not having a tail. All that stuff. Berenstain Bears. Stain instead of Steen now. So this is Spaceman 2.0. I hope you use this show, Predictive Programming, to help you grow. It's not financial advice in any shape or way or form. This is just interesting information that they give out, hidden in plain sight. Spaceman 2.0 and out.